Hi everyone and welcome to yet another live session with us at PlanBee. My name is Emma, I am a resource creator and a teacher and it's my turn to teach you today. So our lesson is all about the prehistoric world, specifically about dinosaurs and classifying dinosaurs. So as you can see, I have transported myself back to the prehistoric world, kind of. And I've got my friend over this shoulder, who is a T-Rex, and also a little friend over here. And I'm actually not sure what species this dinosaur is, so maybe by the end of the lesson, someone might be able to tell me. Okay, so let's have a look at today's timetable. We're going to wait a few minutes for some people to arrive. So please do say hello in the chat so I can see that you are here. And if you haven't done so already, please make sure that you have registered. The link is in the description below the video. It really helps us to be able to make sure that we know which children are attached to which account, and it means that we can contact you again if we need to. So, looking at today's timetable, a little bit of housekeeping to begin with, so I'll go through that in a second. We should start around 10 minutes past 11. And then later on in the session, once we've gone through the input, the children will have the opportunity to do some independent learning. And I really hope that everyone enjoys the session and sends us in some photos, because we love seeing the children's work. So if you would like to send a photo in of your children's work, then please do so at homelearning@planbee.com, and I would love to show all of those at the end of the lesson, so please do that if you can. And then we should be finishing around 11:45, if not a little bit earlier, depending on how many people send in their work. So I really hope to see some amazing scientific classifications today. So I'm just going to have a look at the chat and see who's here. Hi Clara and Albert, welcome back. Hello, hi Jessica. Anyone else that's been here before? If you're new, welcome. Really lovely for you to join us today. Fantastic. Okay, so a couple more reminders for parents then. So we really encourage that you stay with your children during the session and get involved as well. So it would be great if you can have a discussion with your children, throw some ideas back and forth, and then please do share it with us in the chat. Also, just to let you know that all of our sessions are planned so that you don't need to necessarily print out all of the resources. So you can have just a piece of paper and a pencil, and you'll be able to do the activities. If you do want to print out the resources, then you can, and I will show you some of the ones that we'll be using today, if I can work out how to get it up on screen for you. Okay. So these are the worksheets that we will be using today. The main one that's quite important really is that sheet with all the dinosaurs on and the names and things like that. So if you can print that out, that would be fantastic. If not, don't worry, I'll put it on the screen later on. I won't leave it, take it down, so the children will be able to see all of the dinosaurs. Okay. Also, underneath the video description, there is a link to the enrolment. So if you are interested in enrolling in today's sessions or in future sessions, then please do enroll there and you will get some updates. I think that's everything that I've remembered. Also, can I say hello to my lovely colleagues in the chat? So we've got Abby and Ollie. They are there to moderate and to answer any questions that I don't get round to. So if you've got any questions at all, just fire them in the chat and one of us will pick them up. Hi Holly and Leah in Lancashire. Hi Sam. Really nice to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Okay, right. Let's move on then. So Here is a little task for you to get on with while people are still arriving. So I wonder how many different species you can think of or that you know. Can you think of what their features are? Do they have spikes on their backs? Do they walk on 2 legs or 4 legs? Are they a herbivore or a carnivore? Now I wonder whether you know what a herbivore or a carnivore is. Make sure to tell the person next to you, maybe someone in the room with you, or tell me in the chat as well. How many dinosaur species can you think of? James says my little dinosaur is a raptor. Brilliant. Okay, we'll have to check that, but that's brilliant. Thank you very much, James. So, how many dinosaurs can you think of? Some do have spikes. Any names of dinosaurs, please put them in the chat. What names have we got? We've got my friend behind me on this, on the shoulder, the T-Rex. Well done, Holly. So Holly says that herbivores only eat plants. That's right. So does anyone know what a carnivore is? Oh, well done. So Diplodocus is another species of dinosaur. Brilliant. Yes, and some really good ideas about what a carnivore is. So a carnivore only eats meat. Well done, Blaine, for getting that as well. We've got some other dinosaur names here. Triceratops, Spinosaurus. Brilliant. Well done, everyone. Lots of really good ideas there. I wonder if there's any real fans of studying dinosaurs. I know I am. Okay, so let's move on then. So today we will be learning to identify, describe and classify dinosaurs in prehistoric Britain. So years and years and years ago, when dinosaurs roamed the earth. So here on the screen, I'm just going to disappear for a second. Here on the screen are some different species of dinosaur. I wonder if you've heard of some of these before. Now I wonder whether we should have a go at pronouncing some of the names of these dinosaurs. I know that I had to have a little practice before because some of them are really quite tricky. So the first one, this one here, we all know, and he's my little friend behind me. So the Tyrannosaurus Rex, or otherwise known as T-Rex. Can you say that out loud? Tyrannosaurus Rex. Did you say it? Tyrannosaurus Rex. I love the T-Rex because I think they look quite funny. They've got very small arms, don't they? Okay, this second one here, now this one I had to write some notes on because this one's quite tricky. So I wonder whether you can pronounce this one here. So this one is Coelophysis. Coelophysis. Can you say that? Coelophysis. Coelophysis. He's another one that's got small arms, hasn't he? And what do you notice about the T-Rex and the Coelophysis? How many legs do they run on? Well done, Ebony. Okay, so this one here is the Spinosaurus. Why do you think it's called a Spinosaurus? Does anyone know? Maybe have a look at the back. Why do you think it might be called a Spinosaurus? Can you say it out loud? Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus. Now this next one, yes, someone said it has a spine, so almost like the Spinosaurus has this big curved spine, doesn't it? This next one, again, is another tricky one, so I wonder whether you can say this with me. So this one is Ankylosaurus. Ankylosaurus. Can you repeat that after me? Ankylosaurus. 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 Find that one quite tricky. He's an interesting looking one, isn't he? I'm not sure I'd want to be near that one. Lots of spikes on his back. Okay, this next one here, Brachiosaurus. This one's a bit easier to say, isn't it? Brachiosaurus. Brachiosaurus. And can you see here, there's a little shadow of a man to show you just how tall the Brachiosaurus is. Does anyone know what the Brachiosaurus eats? Do you know if it's a carnivore or a herbivore? I wonder why it's got such a long neck. Let me know in the chat if you think you know. Or maybe tell the person next to you. Yes, someone has said that the Brachiosaurus might be a herbivore. He might be, might he? He's got a really long neck. I wonder if that would help him get all the leaves off the trees. Brilliant. Well done. Okay, so this next one, Allosaurus. Allosaurus, that's not too hard to say either, is it? Allosaurus. Here's another one that has small arms. Well done, Sam. Sam says that Brachiosaurus eats plants. He's a herbivore. Well done. Okay, this next one kind of sounds the same as the Ankylosaurus. It's slightly different though. This one is Ankysaurus. 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 And actually, if you look at the shadow of the man here, the Ankysaurus is quite small in comparison to some of the other dinosaurs. This one I think many people have heard of, Triceratops. I really like Triceratops. And look at these horns at the front on their heads. Triceratops. Can you say that out loud? Triceratops. Okay, this one, someone said this at the beginning of the lesson, Diplodocus. Diplodocus. I really like the name Diplodocus. It's quite fun to say, isn't it? Can you say that out loud? Diplodocus. I wonder what's different about the Diplodocus to the species of Tyrannosaurus rex. I wonder what's different. I wonder. And then this final one is called Saltosaurus, and he's quite tall as well. Saltosaurus, can you say that? Well done. There's lots of good ideas in the chat. Well done. Fab. Right, okay, so moving on to the next slide. Okay, so I'm just going to read this slide. You can read along with me if you like. Well done, Albert. Albert was saying the Ankylosaurus has a bump on their tail to hit the ground as they eat meat. Brilliant. So today we are going to be exploring some different ways of sorting dinosaurs into groups according to their characteristics. This is known as classification. Have a close look at the dinosaurs on the next slide. Look carefully at their features. Think about how you could arrange them into groups. So how could you classify the dinosaurs on the next page? Think about comparisons, what's similar, what's different. So some of you were saying that the Diplodocus walks on 4 legs, whereas the T-Rex only walks on 2. Some really good ideas. So let's have a look at the next slide. So, similar dinosaurs or some of the same. There's a couple that are new there. Have a go at pronouncing them if you can. So this is Minmi. This one I find really tricky. So I'm going to have a go. Huayangosaurus. I might be saying that wrong. So if I am, I'll make sure that I'll have a look again, because we've got this worksheet here actually. So it's at the bottom. Huayangosaurus. Huayangosaurus. It's quite tricky to pronounce that one. So looking again at these dinosaurs, how do you think you could group them? How could you classify them? Have a look at their features. So if you can think of an idea of how to group them, just pop them in the chat. You could always write it down if you like. Excuse me. Albert says raptors go really fast and eat meat. Brilliant. They're the ones that you're always running from in films, aren't they? Okay, some other ideas of how to group these dinosaurs. How could you classify them? Well done. So I think this is this Karen? So their legs, there's 2 legs and 4 legs. So you could group them by whether they walk on 4 legs or on 2 legs. Brilliant. Well done. Thank you, Karen. So Leah says that you could group them by whether they are a herbivore or a carnivore. Brilliant. Or whether they've got horns or not. And Albert says again that you could put them into groups depending on what they eat. Brilliant. Okay, so on this next slide then, I have grouped some dinosaurs for you, but I want you to work out what classification I have used to group the dinosaurs. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to think about it when I show them, and then maybe you could tell the person next to you or in the chat, what classification did I use to group these dinosaurs? So let's have a look. Okay, so they are in 2 groups. Can anyone work out how I have classified them? Well done, Albert. Albert says that the Triceratops is a herbivore. They eat grass, leaves and branches. Brilliant. So who thinks they know what classification we have used to group these species of dinosaur? What do people think? Lots of great ideas. So Blaine and Kalia say that they are grouped based on how many legs they have, or how many legs they walk or run on. Holly says the first group is 4 legs and the second group is 2 legs. And so does Karen and Clara. Shall we see if you're right? Let's have a look. So the first group was they walk on 4 legs, and the second group was walk on 2 legs. Well done if you got that right. Brilliant. Hello to everyone who's just joined. We've just been grouping dinosaurs based on their features. Well done, Corinne. Brilliant. So we've got another set for you. So these have been grouped in a different way. So how have these been grouped? How have these been grouped? So if you look carefully, in the second group, there's several that walk on 2 legs, but the Brachiosaurus walks on 4, so it can't be that. So what do you think we have used to group these dinosaurs? What do we think? Okay, so Clara says that she thinks they're grouped based on whether they have spikes or they don't have spikes. I really like the use of the words armour and no armour. That's really interesting. Well done. Holly and Leah also say spikes and no spikes. And so does Blaine and Kalia. Brilliant. Right, let's see if you are right. Let's have a look. So the first group has horns or spikes, and the second group has no horns or spikes. Well done if you got that right. Brilliant. Let me know in the chat if you got that right. Well done, everyone. There's been some fantastic ideas on the chat. Fantastic work. So what other ways do you think we could group these dinosaurs? Okay, Corinne says that they were close, but they didn't quite get the horns, but that's okay, don't worry. I think we can class that as you got it right. Horns and spikes. What other ways do you think we could group these dinosaurs? Are there any other ways? Well done. So someone said that you group them based on how big they are. So the shadows of the people there help you to see how big they are in comparison to a human being. So you could group them on how tall or small they are. Brilliant. Is there any other ways you could group those dinosaurs? What do you think? So yeah, someone says size. So we've had, you can group them based on whether they walk on 2 legs or 4 legs. We've had whether they have horns or spikes or not. We've had size. Is there anything else we could group them in? What did we talk about at the beginning of the session? We talked about what they eat. How could we group them? Well done, Albert. He says how big they are compared to a person. So we could group them as to whether they are a herbivore or a carnivore. Remember, we said that a carnivore is a dinosaur that eats meat, and a herbivore is a dinosaur that eats plants. Brilliant, well done. So we are now getting to that time where you are going to go and do some classifications for yourself. So if you have the worksheets available, let me just get those up for you. So this is the worksheet we're going to use today. But of course, if you don't have the worksheet printed out, that's absolutely fine. A pencil and a piece of paper will be fantastic. And all you have to do is just draw some of those boxes, or you can just list under 2 different headings all of your dinosaurs. Brilliant. I'm just looking at the chat at the moment. Well, that's interesting. Clara says you could group them on whether they have a curved or a straight back. Brilliant. Fantastic. So, if you would like to go off and start classifying some of these dinosaurs, putting them into groups. So on this sheet, we've got 2 different groups in the first box. So we've got whether they are a herbivore or a carnivore. Then we've got another box where they can either walk on 2 legs or they walk on 4 legs. And the other one is whether they have spikes or horns or they don't. At the end of the lesson, my lovely friend Abby will be able to give you the link to the answers. But for now, that's up to you. So if you have both of these sheets, then you can go away and start grouping them. And there's lots of information on this sheet over here. But otherwise, if you don't have that, then I will leave that up on the screen for you. Hopefully you can see that. So we've got over here a dinosaur called Iguanodon. Wonder why it's called Iguanodon. Then we have the T-Rex. We have the Diplodocus, the Allosaurus, the Triceratops, the Spinosaurus, the Stegosaurus. We didn't have that one on our slide, did we? The Stegosaurus. That's a famous one that lots of people know. So off you go then. Have a go at grouping some of these dinosaurs. Again, I would absolutely love to see your work, and we always have time at the end to show. So parents, please do send in pictures to homelearning@planbee.com, and then we'll be able to show that learning. And I know the kids absolutely love seeing their work on screen, so that would be fab if you could do that. Also, if you haven't done already, make sure you follow us on social media sites such as Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, and you can get lots of updates from us on any sessions we're doing and our resources that we've currently got coming out at the moment. We've got lots of new schemes coming, which is really exciting. So keep a lookout for that. Thank you, Abby. She's just put a link in the chat for the worksheets if you haven't got them at the moment. Okay, I wonder how you're getting on. So while the children are doing their learning, we always open up the floor to the parents to ask any questions if they have any. So if you do have any questions about home learning, about our resources, our website, how to use them, anything whatsoever that we can help with, we are a team of ex-teachers, so we are all here to help and to guide any sort of home learning that you are doing at the moment. So I've also got some really lovely freebies that I'd love to show you. So if you are looking to do some more work on dinosaurs after this, there's a couple of other things that you could do with the children. Remember, if you do have any questions, please put them in the chat and we'll try and get round to them. So here is a really lovely one. Let me get it out the way so it's not covering up that sheet. So we've got some really lovely colouring sheets here of different dinosaurs. And I know that I would absolutely love to do this in my spare time because colouring is always fun. And they've got the names of the dinosaurs on there as well. So parents, if you fancy doing some colouring with your children, different dinosaurs from the prehistoric era, then have a go at these. These look amazing. There's that Spinosaurus there with that really big curved spine. And then the Stegosaurus. And then we've also got the Triceratops there. One of my favourites, the Triceratops. And then we've got my good friend, the T-Rex there, who's sitting behind me, behind my shoulder. So that's a really lovely activity if you want to do some more things around the topic of dinosaurs. That's a really good one to try. I wonder how everyone's doing with their grouping of their dinosaurs. So here's another freebie that I wanted to show you. Don't panic, I'll get it out of the way of the screen. So this one is super cool. This one is where you can build your own dinosaur. So we've got all of the body parts of the dinosaur here that you can get the children to cut out. And you could either stick them together, or if you happen to have some of those pins, those, I can't even remember what they're called now. Split pins, there we go. If you have any split pins, you could always put them in the joints and make it so it's a moving dinosaur. Abby's just reminded you that if you've got any pictures of your learning or the children's learning, please do send them in to homelearning@planbee.com and we'll try and show those at the end of the lesson. So yes, I really love this one. I think that might even be a raptor. Who was it that was talking about raptors a lot? Was it Albert? How's everyone getting on? Do make sure you're sending in all of your work, please. It would be great to send or show them on screen. And of course, if there's any questions, do ask. Parents, we've got so many brilliant activities, freebies on our website at the moment. So if you're struggling to think of any ideas to keep the kids occupied, which I know we all are at the moment, we've got some outdoor challenge cards where they can go on a hunt for things that they can see in the garden or even on the balcony. You can look out the window and see what you can see. There's some fantastic resources on there, so please do make good use out of those freebies because they really are fantastic. Okay, so I do think we've got some learning coming in. So we've got one here that I'll try and show. If you could get those sent in, those pictures sent in the next few minutes, we'll be able to show them. So let me just download this one. Okay, this is Clara and Albert. So Clara is 7 and Albert is 4. And Albert's been really getting involved in this lesson, which is brilliant. Oh, that's fantastic teamwork. Well done, Clara and Albert. You look like you're having lots of fun there. Fantastic. And there are some really good resources on that worksheet link. So I'll show that again. So the worksheets for today, let's just see if I can get these up. So here is all of the worksheets for today's lesson. So we're mainly using this one here, but there are others. So this one is a Venn diagram where we've got these 2 oval shapes here, and you can organise or group the dinosaurs based on whether they have spikes or horns in this one and is a herbivore in this one. So if they have both, they're a herbivore and they have spikes and horns, they go in the middle. So you can always have a go at that sheet if you like. Or there's a blank one as well. So like we were talking about earlier, there's lots of different ways that you could group these dinosaurs. So if you wanted to group them in size, for example, you could put up the top here is taller than or much taller than a human, smaller than a human. So you could always put those in there. And then there's another one here that you can look at. So many different things you can do following on from this lesson. And there's some really nice picture cards here with each of the dinosaurs on. So you could always physically, on your carpet in the front room, group them into different groups. And that's a really good activity for teamwork. So if you've got a couple of children that want to work together, there's loads of great things on there. And we've got those really nice picture cards as well. And if you'd like to group them, then you've always got those headings to help you. So lots of fun things that you can be doing during and after this lesson. Let's see if there's any more learning coming in. Brilliant, we've got some more, fantastic, we've got time. So this is from Miriam. Let's have a look if I can download this. Brilliant. I love this part of the lesson. We all like seeing the learning that you've been doing at home. So this is Miriam. Brilliant, well done. So she's really tried hard to group all of these dinosaurs. Fantastic. Remember, the answers we put in the chat at the end, so you can always check to see whether you've got them right. There's that tricky one, that's I find it hard to say. Coelophysis. There we go, coelophysis. Well done, Mariam. Thank you very much for sending that in. Fantastic work. Okay, we've got some time for some more. Let's have a look. So, Holly and Leah. They've made a start. We've got some really lovely pictures of them watching me on screen. That's always fun to see, isn't it? Brilliant. Let's have a look. See if I can get these up for you. Okay, this is upside down at the moment. Let's see if I can turn it around. There we go. Oops. Gonna make you dizzy. Right. Well done. So this is Holly. Brilliant. Lots of good sorting there. And maybe you know of some dinosaurs that aren't on the list. I wonder if you do. You could always group those as well. Fantastic. Well done. Thank you very much to Holly and Leah. Right, let's see if we've got some more. Okay, so from Sam. Let's have a look. Here is Sam. Working hard. Well done, Sam. That looks fantastic. And I can see there that you've put the T-Rex on walking on 2 legs. Well done, Sam. That looks brilliant. Fantastic work. Right, let's have a look again. Okay. Karen. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. It's either Corinne or Karen. Really sorry if I'm saying it wrong. And she's from Newcastle. Brilliant. Okay, so here is Karen's work. So she's thought about the things that she could use to group her dinosaurs. Brilliant, well done. Oh, look, there's a Diplodocus there. Some of the ones that I find tricky to say. Well done, thank you very much, Karen. And we've also got from Lucy. Lucy looks like she's really trying very hard. Let me see if I can get some of her work up. Here's Lucy's work. Okay, so again, she's put T-Rex in walking on 2 legs. Brilliant. Well done. Fantastic, Lucy. Thank you very much for sending that in. Let's see if we've got time for a couple more. Okay, we've got one here from Abdul. Let's see if I can download this one. Okay. So here's Abdul's work. Let me make that a bit smaller so you can see. Oh, sorry. Here we go. So Abdul, well done. So Abdul's also put that Minmi dinosaur in there. That wasn't on our first one that we were trying to pronounce. Well done. So we've got herbivores there and carnivores. We definitely know that T-Rex, they eat meat, don't they? They're always the baddies in the films. Brilliant. Lots of fantastic grouping there. Some fantastic scientists here in this group. Okay, so if you would like the answers, then we will put that in the chat hopefully for you. But I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. It's been fantastic to see all of your work. And I wonder if you've learnt a few new names of dinosaurs that you didn't know before. And I wonder whether you can go away and maybe group some more of them together. And remember that there's those brilliant freebies as well. So if you want to do some colouring this afternoon, some dinosaur colouring in, or even building some dinosaurs, then I'm sure that would be great fun and we'd love to see it. So please do send us in some pictures to homelearning@planbee.com if you can, and we'd love to see them. So thank you so much for joining us today. And Abby's just put the answers into the chat there for you, so if you do want to have a check and see whether you got them right or not, then they are there for you. Let me just check. I think Corinne says that there's some work coming in, so I'm just going to check. I haven't got anything else at the moment. It was really lovely to have you all. So thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. So bye for now, and we've got another session on tomorrow. So if you'd like to see us again, then please do keep an eye on updates for those lessons as well. Have a lovely day, and thanks again. Bye everyone.